Guys, what's up? What is going on out there today? Yeah, Brent Abel here, Web Tennis. Hey, that's right, webtennis.com. Another episode of the Tennis Mindset Project. And today's title, today's message is mental toughness gets destroyed when you dot. And look, there's a lot of stuff out there, not only in practice, but in matches where we just can't control certain things. And so, such as a lucky let cord, such as you hit a great shot and the guy is doing everything he can just to get it back, and he's late and screams a winner up the line. The guy over there is he's got his car in the in the parking lot. You've been put on a court for your match, and the car horn's going off. There's some guy next to you playing a match. He's going crazy. He's screaming and yelling every other point. And and what happens is there's so many different things that are out of our control that eventually it gets to us and we start building the excuse story. Meaning that we kind of, we just sort of lose it and we just start building the story in our heads that, hey, if we lose this match, and especially if it's a close, tough match where you'd like to really have some clarity, if things get a little dicey, that guy over there starts playing well. Maybe you're going through a patch where you're not playing great or whatever. But we start building these excuse stories. And the excuse stories are, well, you get off the court and you tell the fellas, well, the reason I lost was fill in the blank. Well, the reason I lost was, well, fill in the blank. And so um, anytime you start building up an excuse possibility story during the match, your mental toughness just gets destroyed. It's just gone. And you start losing clarity about what you need to do today against this certain opponent. And every opponent's unique, right? They've all got their strengths, they've all got their average stuff. And most players have got something that's, not the best that you might be able to discover and you might pick on. But if you start getting upset with the uncontrollables, right? And sometimes the uncontrollables are, hey, look, yesterday you played a great match, you played out of your mind. Maybe the guy was sort of similar type of opponent as you got today, but conditions were different. You felt differently yesterday, and things just went your way. And you went out today sort of assuming the same thing would happen, and it didn't. And so, what are you going to do? I mean, those things are sort of out of your control. What are you going to do to figure out a way today to get the W? And it might not be a thing of beauty. You might have to just dig in the dirt and just work your fanny off for 3 hours to get the win against a guy who maybe normally you beat this guy 9 out of 10 times fairly handily, right? But today's different. And so if today's different, things aren't going your way because of all those things I said in the beginning, the uncontrollables, lucky let cord by that guy over there. His timing after a great shot you hit, either he's too early or too late, screams a winner either cross court or up the line. Or there's something outside of the court that's going on. Or maybe the guy over there is questioning some calls, right? Just that kind of a person, that kind of a opponent. He just questions calls. And if you let any of those things, that whole long list, start to bother you, and you start to build an excuse story for the possibility of, if you lose, well, here's the reason why. Any mental toughness is gone. You've started to lose clarity about what you need to do in today's match. Look, this happens in both singles and doubles. So, how do you react? That's the thing that I had to learn over time because I used to be the greatest excuse story builder of all time. And I eventually realized that the top guys don't do that. The top guys just, when things don't go well, their reaction to it's pretty darn neutral because they've already, through their experience or whatever, they've just realized that if they emotionally get off keel, right, that they lose clarity, they lose focus, they lose energy, they lose whatever it is to be able to work through these problems today. And a lot of the problems are, like I said, are simply out of your control. You just can't control everything out there. So, look, you might get a shitty bounce. Well, there we go. You might get a lousy bounce, right? Whatever. Don't use that as a reason to go, oh my God, and let the whole world know. oh, woe is me. How does this happen to me? Too bad. I used to do that. It doesn't move the needle in the direction that you want to go in that match. So again, how are you going to react to those different situations? And the only way to do is to find a way to neutrally, not white knuckle your way in terms of Mr. Stoic, right? And trying to just not show any emotion. But how do you react neutrally? Well, the way I do it is I just kind of give myself a little inner little chuckle, like, okay, let court, there you go. It happens, because it's probably going to happen where I'm going to hit a lucky lead cord at some point during the match. Okay. So, let that guy over there be the one that emotionally reacts in such a way that it becomes, oh, right? So, hope this message is clear. And look, it's not like flipping a light switch where now all of a sudden you're just neutrally mentally tough when things happen out of your control that don't work out for you, right? You have to work on this stuff, right? And so, look, I kind of look for it from time to time. When I first had this epiphany, like, wait a minute, the top guys don't go crazy. They're not building an excuse story, right? They're always thinking, hey, they're going to find a way to win this match, even if there's a boatload of uncontrollables happening to them, they're going to find a way. So I started when I had that epiphany, I said, well, how am I going to get this done? And I started looking for, hey, man, I want that guy to hit a lucky lead cord. I want to start practicing how I'm going to react emotionally to it, how I'm going to react in terms of, all right, is that going to fog up my clarity of what my tactical focus is against this guy? No, it's not going to. I'm going to just accept reality. These things happen. So do not be do not be the excuse story builder out there because it's going to happen. I'm telling you, man, it's going to happen. There are going to be some things at just the worst possible time where something happens. I mean, I remember once playing a match, tough third set. It's actually the year 2009 when I won my first national gold ball in singles, and I'm playing this guy. It's a quarterfinal match, tough match, third set, and all of a sudden one of us hits a ball, and he hits the net, and the net just collapses. It just goes straight down. And it's kind of like, whoa, this has never happened before. So I just remember on that day, I just said, well, what's the solution here? And went to the tournament desk and I said, you guys got another court for us? And fortunately, they said, yeah, you guys can move the court right next door to where you are right now. So I just stayed with my four parts between points routine, right? During that whole time, knowing that if I let my mind wander into woe is me, the excuse story, oh, the reason I lost the guy today is because, at 2-all in the third, the net collapsed, right? Man, that's just for mental midgets going there. And it's a tough lesson, but um, once you go into once you go into the reality that these things are going to happen and that how you react to them is super important. So there you have it. Hope this has been helpful today. Look, let me know down below what's on your mind. Any comments, any questions, any remarks, what's going on. And look, I just mentioned to you about between points, right? Look, in that situation I described in that match, third set, 2-all, net breaks down. I now got to figure out, well, what are we going to do? I go to the tournament desk, but the whole time I'm going through my four parts between points routine to keep me focused on what to do for the next point. And if you've not picked up this free video that I've got for you, it's a 9-minute video and it talks about the 80-20 reality of our matches. 80% of the time, we are not playing points. 80% of the time in matches, on average, spent between points and on side changes. And if you manage that time really, really well, you tend to consistently play with a lot more clarity, a lot more focus, and a lot more energy during the 20% on average of matches that we are actually playing points. So guys, right down below, if you've not, if you're new to web tennis, you're new to me, you've not picked up this video, I highly encourage you to do so. It is free. You do have to drop in a first name and email address to get access to it, but when you go through the video and you start to understand each one of these four different parts of a between points routine, I'm telling you, you start to practice that, you get disciplined with it. It is a frickin' game changer. Guys, right down below, just click that link. It'll take you over to where you can get access to this video. Guys, that is it from me today. Again, love to hear what's on your mind. Right down below in the comment section. And as always, it's time we have to get out over there. Got to help someone else have a great day, guys. I will see you again next time.